Kendrick Perkins is not handsome. He always had to pay for pussy. I mean, yeah.
Our side chick is happy for us.
Right.
Oh shit!
I got
I need to get one of those shirts, dog.
I want to see you some of my crazy shirts, man, so you can see what I do, man.
Man, I gotta get. Hey, I got your email. I'm gonna get some of them shirts right there.
Hey, man, I'm gonna send you all these shirts, man. I got some crazy shirts. See, I used to play ball just like you. I heard you say something about I called you a bum. If I said that, I promise you, it was before I knew you, brother.
But it's okay. Like that's the narrative. That's the narrative that they put out. So I don't never get mad when somebody say that. And plus, you are a comedian. You don't affect my bottom dollar when you say that. I can laugh with a comedian that say that. But what happens when Stephen A. Smith says that, and he started talking about contracts like Kyrie Irving? What do you think about Stephen A. Smith? This is an NBA analyst. He's a failed basketball player, but he talks on a wide range of topics. And he talk on them in a way where he disrespect these men, but he never do it to the white boys. What do you think about Stephen A?
What was the situation with you and Stephen A. Smith? Because that seemed like it was going to turn into a fight, but
it would never turn into a fight.
Okay.
Stephen A. Smith is not going to fight me when he sees me.
Right. Oh, I know he ain't.
He's
like,
not
I mean,
fight me
stop.
when he sees me, but I feel like Stephen A. Smith does not represent black people accordingly on that show, because there are things that happen in the black community where we show wretched sides of ourselves, and he will bring that up.
Yeah.
But he will not bring up when Caucasian people show wretched sides to themselves. You know what I mean? And I really think that's a way of, you're cooning, dude. You're cooning.
Well, if you know my history with Stephen A. Smith, you'll know that, you know, I've been calling out Stephen A. Smith. A. Smith, right idea that the Caucasian people in charge of ESPN said, we don't have to say this. We can hire a coon to say this. And he has the great personality and everything. So it works so good. He sells out brothers all the time. I know he hate that the Caucasian J.J. Redick said what he said to the dude Mad Dog, because he would have never said that. Because Stephen A. Smith ain't finna mess his money up. Because Stephen A. Smith, without that money, has to face how he looks. I'm not saying he's a real ugly brother, but that is the most cock blocking thing. We all know, look, this is how it go. What's understood ain't got to be said. We know why Molly's still on the show. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. We know the streets. We ain't got to explain it. But I've been saying Stephen A. Smith is a super coon, and I used to love how he used to act like he don't hear this stuff. But one day he went on some show and started talking about me, because I knew I had got to him. I was like, aha.
He really gonna talk about you now, because he just made a little diss at me. He talking about these guys who were insignificant while they were playing, and now they're gonna act like they're somebody. Now they're not playing, and they got a voice. So he took a little shot. He listening, so he'll be watching this too. So what do you want to say to Stephen A. directly? Because he's gonna be watching.
Stephen A. Smith, I'm disappointed in you. How much money do you need? Didn't you make enough money to start standing on yours? I mean, I remember when they snatched your show before, when you had the wrong guests on there. I remember when they disciplined you when you said something about women. They have got you well trained. But I know, Stephen A. Smith, that you know right from wrong. How much money you need before you stand up and do what you're supposed to do? It was a movie called Planet of the Apes, and it was this one ape. At the end, he turned on the humans because he knew he was wrong. I forgot what they called him, but
I forgot his name too. Damn.
It's a name for Stephen A. Smith. But I know he gonna break one day, because he knows right from wrong. It's just for that money, he will talk bad on black people and do whatever he gotta do so he ain't gotta face the world with that hairline. And that's the truth. Because if you had to holler at the women that you be smashing without that bread, dog, you'd be laughing at you. Just remember that, Stephen A. You're doing a lot of disservice to the black community talking crazy about black people, but then every once in a while you will say something about somebody white, but you structure it in a way where you're not just talking about what it is. Him and them guys on ESPN, man, they know they own slave change. You can't say what you want to say.
So I call them script reading bitches. So you think that they're getting the script from white people to say what they're saying? Because they have to. How do they come back to their community up erect saying the things that they're saying? They have to just be passing out money. That's the only way you're going to be able to come back around black folks after disrespecting so many people. Andrew Wiggins, he wouldn't trade him for a box of cereal. Like, you can't talk about this man game without all that extra stuff. Like, these white guys, they call a white player, Scalabrine, the equivalent of the white Kobe. They call him the white mamba. This is a guy who sat on the bench, didn't even play for Boston, and now he has a job as a GM or executive, I think. But black players, they come in, they get talked about, they get thrown out, or they get out of the league, they age out, and then nothing. You don't hear nothing from them because either they dox him personally with some type of sex scandal or something of that nature, or they just like Kyrie. You think Kyrie Irving, as great as he played the game, you think the NBA is going to give him a chance to be a coach?
No, man. Look, I took a girl with me. I ain't gonna lie, it was my wife. I took my wife to the game years ago, and she noticed it right away. She was like, why are all these Caucasian people in charge of everything? They don't even play the game.
At all.
This is the most disrespectful thing that could happen to this new so-called NBA, because they got the new dude in there, the little fruit booty looking white boy with the glasses. You can tell he take it raw from the back. But I'm just saying, they act like this NBA is fair. It's not fair. Steve Nash, most of the accolades he had was given to him. It was given to him. They gave him 2 MVPs. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because the people who don't play the game get the biggest vote. Like Nokic, he's a good player. He won it. But I think Embiid should have won it. He was playing for something. He was still in the playoffs. So I just don't get it.
I think everybody know Embiid should have won the MVP this year because of exactly what you said. But they have a way to switch the rules around for everything they want. And they got guys like Stephen A. in the forefront that's going to say, yeah, Jokic's supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. No, he was a goofy, man.
But they get these guys like Stephen A. He's an honorary Q-dog. He pretend blackity black to black. And he always hanging around black folks. But if you listen to him speak, I just don't see how they can let him around. I just really don't. And like I say that dude so many times, I gotta tell my people, look, let that man talk. That's his job. But I think it's a changing of the guard. I think it's a shift going on with Draymond Green and JJ Redick and some of these players that's doing it in a way where they don't have to be disrespectful to players to say, you know what, you ain't bring it tonight. You know, you didn't play well. They got Kendrick Perkins, baby mama body, a guy who can barely talk, who mumbling up there, who to me, he only got the job because of LeBron James. He goes up there and he disrespect players as if that's like if I would start to disrespect players like I was the late, great Kobe or something. No, it's a way that you got to talk about this fraternity of ours in a respectful manner. You don't have to. That's why so many people get upset with them because they don't get it.
If you got a job as an analyst for a major network, you willing to play. JJ Redick is different. He's Caucasian. He can get on the back for things that he do. But if you let Kendrick Perkins or any of them guys talk to Mad Dog the way JJ Redick talked to Mad Dog, they'll be off the air.
Next day.
Everybody who gets an analyst job is on a leash. That's why most of them can't last, because there's something inside you to know that you're doing wrong. I really want to tell people, whenever you are in a situation where you are depending on money from them people, I ain't got to say who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. You are supposed to mentally prepare yourself to say, if I stay in this, I'm going to lose my mind or become nothing.
Yep.
I have to try to find a way to get my hustle without this person, because there's going to come a time in your life, especially if you're in America, where you may have to work for them people.
Yeah.
While you're working for them people, you need to set it up where you don't need them people no more after you through with them. And that's what job in America.
Yep. And that's not happening. That's why you have Kendrick Perkins. He got up there and when asked, Why didn't you say this? I'm just trying to protect my job. I got to feed my wife and my family. And then you look and you see this man has made millions of dollars. And your first thing is your job. So that means you can't walk off right now if they do you wrong or disrespect you or your wife. You can't tell your boss, man, fuck you in this job and leave and never come back. You have to stay here. So a man that made that much money is a slave to his job. Make it make sense.
But I say this, and I know he might get mad at me, but I don't really care. It's because he has that job, I'm willing to say this about him. Kendrick Perkins is not handsome. He always had to pay for pussy. So niggas in that position, dog, you have to, like, whenever somebody who is not handsome is talking, I don't even look at them as a person. Handsome, you can never become a leader of the people. And that's the truth. If you ugly and you talking, people shut off when you start talking. And that's why he got the job. They want Kendrick Perkins and even the brother who played for Golden State right now. They want them up there so when they talk,
oh shit,
the strong gonna shut off. And it's not because of hate, it's just when Kendrick Perkins start talking, I'll be like, oh shit. Get his face off the thing. He ain't even got the voice for it either. But I'm not dogging him out. I'm just saying this is the truth. They put him there because that's what they want you to see.
Yeah.
And he does have to get his money because he got to pay top dollar for pussy. If he gonna be fucking these bitches that look like something, they're like, oh, hey, Kendrick. They're gonna be like, well, what you got, Kendrick? That's what the bitches tell him. So he need his.
Somebody talking about my stomach hurt.
It is. Kendrick Perkins need his money. And he got that weight on him too now. He need that bread, dog. And Stephen A. Smith, you one of the most damaging men in America to black people because you speak the voice of your Caucasian boss that ain't got to show his face. He put you out.
Man, I think that's a fact, man.
Other one.
Buck dancing,
Butt dancing,
buck dancing,
butt dancing,
buck dancing,
butt dancing,
buck dancing,
butt dancing,
buck dancing, little hoe.
butt dancing,
Buck dancing, little hoe.
butt dancing,
Buck dancing,
butt dancing,
buck dancing.
butt dancing. You a whole out here. Buck dancing, out here. You a whole out here. Buck dancing, out here.